localizer here.
You're clear for Logitech
Flaps 10.
Airport via Nanko 3 Ramon Transition Radon. Flight level 340. Initial altitude 180,000 feet. Squawk 40.
Risk report
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Flying with Mike. As I said in the chat room, I'm not sure if we're on take 2, take 3. I've kind of lost track, folks, with all the troubles we had earlier today just trying to fly a 60-mile flight in this plane. Between fuel, what else did we run into? Fuel, oh yeah, the engine fire. It's just been a whale of a flight. So, hang on a second. I'm just resizing. There we go. So, yeah, we're going to give it a try one more time. If time permits, we'll do the second leg. Otherwise, there's always next week. And being that these are the last two in the series, we could stretch into next week with it. So, here we are sitting one more time at Anvik up here about central Alaska, central western side. Uh, Weather is, I can't tell if it's improving or not. You look over at the weather report, things seem to be fairly decent. You come on Sky Vector, I don't know if it's just not updating or what, but it's a different story. So we're going to stay VFR and we're not going to change it in flight. So that way we can try to prevent the flaming torch we had last time out. This airplane is very touchy, um, it can just basically burst into flames right before your eyes and no idea why. So with all of that in mind, here it is, sitting on the ramp. Fuel truck's just finishing up fueling it, I believe. Let's take a look at the weight and balance. Let's see. Currently, we should be looking at, hang on a second, putting on 900 pounds of payload. That's 4 peeps in the back, and I believe 100 pounds of cargo. So yeah, we'll bring that up to 900. Fuel's going to come up as well to 927. All right, so let's see here. So 900 here. Now, one thing we did learn on the last trip. What did I say for the fuel again? 927. Okay. I'll get that here in just a second, folks, after I get... Oh, we don't want to load that way. 927. Okay, and we're good, set, and we're applying changes. No fires. Cool. Okay. So what we learned on the fuel is, I think if we're just gonna kind of go right now with a general rule, under 1,000 pounds of fuel, no transfer pumps on. Because what happened last time is they dropped right down to 200 with the engines running. Don't know why, don't have a clue what the developer was looking at here. But once we just turned the boost pumps and the crossfeed on only, copacetic until that dummy behind the control console. Don't mind that guy behind the curtain. All of a sudden decides to change the weather because, well, quite frankly, it was below minimums where we were going. So getting in would be next to hard to impossible anyway. And all of a sudden the engines burst into flames. That's all I can guess is the weather change. Who knows? This airplane is sometimes so temperamental, it really does aggravate you. And I really am glad I just shut everything down, stepped away. I actually went out, mowed the yard in 90 plus, I think it was 95 out there. So just went out. I'd say to cool down, but to cool down in 95 degrees plus 95% humidity, cooling down isn't going to really work. But you get the picture. Got myself away, cleared my mind. We're going to give it a try again. Yeah, I'm a gluttony for punishment, aren't I? All right, uncertified Pilot, hey, we are flying your bird here. How are you? And we had a lot of problems with the last stream with it, so we're going to give it a try again. She does a good job so long as I do things right. The problem we ran into, I think you may not have caught it, um, and I've just learned if I don't have 1,000 pounds of fuel in it, I'm not turning the transfer pumps on. She drained out with the engines running. Don't know if that's the real thing or not. Secondly, we took off, everything flew fine. We climbed, we got into cruise, looked at the weather where we're going, 60 miles away. We're below minimum, so I switched to VFR, and boom, the engines burst into flames again. So I don't know what caused it, what could be behind that one. So that's why we shut down in about 6 hours ago, and now we're going to try it again. But welcome aboard. Thanks for joining. I sure appreciate it. You got to, I've been looking at it right here on the flight line, looks phenomenal. And then when we get up here in the cockpit, that looks phenomenal too. Okay, well, we're gonna give it a try again. We're VFR this time, so we're not switching weather at all because I can't get a solid weather read out of where we're going, so we're not gonna play the game of do I need to go VFR or not. So but anyway, we're going to go ahead and fire this up with the KingAir checklist I have. We're not going to do the run-ups, just to warn you ahead of time. We're just going to get the engines running. Hopefully my tough flight plan is still in there, that whole whopping one fix, and we're going to get going. All right, so folks, there you go. Beautiful cockpit, like I said, great textures on it. Great textures on the outside. The winglets are a good thing. The only thing I always keep forgetting to do before going on stream is turning these up because they take a little time. We're going to get them right now. Today we're flying with 920, was it? Where's Sim Toolkit at? There it is. 927 pounds of fuel. So we're going to keep those transfer pumps off since that seemed to work last time. And I even did it in the, just to let you know, I did it in the default as well. Same thing happened. I turned the transfer pumps on and poof, the fuel dropped to 200 within about 2 or 3 minutes. So if I have no idea what causes that. And there was no fuel on the ground. All right, we're getting there. These just take a little bit of time, folks. Come on, switches. Whoops, helps to keep the mouse on them. And this one. And as you can see, I just make them bright just because. And we'll turn that one on, and we're good to go. Okay, so let's move on. We got the weight and balance check. The control locks are out. We can check that, folks, simply by doing this. And see the rudder pedals moving. So we know the gust locks are removed. Parking brake is set. Now, one thing I have noticed with the aircraft, I run an ACARS system with the two airlines I belong to. And if I don't click the pinky trigger I have for the parking brake, it won't register with the ACARS. Something simple. So what? Hang on here. I am still trying to learn these things since I became an affiliate, what Stream Elements is doing. All right, so come on, stop over here, please. I hate these messages coming up in Windows 10. I want to go back so much to Windows 7. All right, So, weight and balance checked, control lock, seat belts, parking brakes set, and oxygen panel. We can check that real quick. Well, get the yoke out of the way. Be gone. Okay. The mode control, I'll get it. Yeah, cabin temperature mod or mode is off. Switches are off. Landing gear lever is down. And we're going to move the props full forward. Fuel cutoff on the condition levers. Oh, we still had the throttles up. I'm glad we do a check of that. Still had them from the last flight up there pretty high, but they weren't anywhere near the red lines. Where are we here? Okay. Sub-panel fuel panel check, which really, folks, is pretty much leads us right into start. Fuel pumps on, battery switch on. Okay. Oh, stop it. Make sure nothing new up there. It looks a little different. Oh, let's go ahead, get that cabin door closed. There we go. Inverter. Okay, those are the normals. Okay. Battery switch on. Fire detection check, which I don't know if there's even a fire detecting button on this plane or not, but I do know here.
Pull up.
Voltmeter is up here, and we'll go. Those two won't work. Neither will that till the inverter's on, and we have plenty of battery juice. Annunciators and warnings were just checked, and the peeps are going into their seats. Turn the nav lights on and the beacon to announce we're getting ready to start. And speaking of which, let's start it up, folks. Okay, engine start. And basically, for those curious, I think this is very close to Caranado's checklist. I mean, it's worded, formatted pretty similar to it. So, right engine start. So we'll go right engine up. There goes the prop spinning. 19, here comes 20. Boom, put some juice to it. We got a light off. Torque coming up. 950 and starter off. Gen 2 reset, and that's good. I also want to zoom in, tilt down. Oil pressure looks like it's good. Oil temperature for low idle looks good. Let's go ahead and juice up a little bit. Actually, we're going to go to high idle. In the green. And temp is coming up. Okay. All right, so we got a good start on number 1. Let's go over to the left side. I'm sorry, on number 2. Now we're going to get number 1 or the left side. That is such a great effect in X-Plane that these props start spinning immediately. Okay, going to low idle. And we're building up. Pressure's building up. IT is settling down. 48, 49, there's 50. So let's turn that off. Again, everything seems to be in the green. Okay. Gonna get the lead airs on and the engine anti-ice on. So I know that's the big thing you tell us about. Okay, so we've got the engines running. I am going to go ahead and run up number 1 to high idle for just a few minutes. Okay. Temperatures are getting close to stabilizing and the pressures are in the green. Okay. Finishing up the after start, we'll put the avionics switch to on. Oh wait, I forgot the inverter, my bad. Go to number 1, the avionics is on. $8,000 still set for hopefully a good flight. Hopefully having you along here, uncertified pilot, you'll be the luck that we need to get this just a whopping 60 miles down the road. Pull these back now. Okay, let's go down to the bottom and get the EFIS powered up, the flight director and the trim on. And then I like to go to HSI. Just something I like to do. And we're going to be on a heading of roughly 170, so we'll set that. Okay, and then we'll get the backup on here. Okay, transfer pumps are not going to come on this time. Crossfeed on. Annunciators and an instrument check has been completed. All right, so get down here so we're ready to get past all that. All right, so let's bring this good old GPS up. Okay, well, would have liked to have seen my airport here, but we're okay. That'll get us going. Okay, so this must not be right on the field. We'll pick it up en route. And this one's flight plan, same thing. Okay. Well, that makes things a whole lot easier. That they're ready to go. Got 122.8. Anvik's VOR is in here, but I don't think it's picking it up. 365 on the NDB though. Wait, you know, that helps to be on ADF. Okay. Transponder to on. Okay, we're now on mode C up there. And there we go, folks. We've got all the avionics ready to go except for up here. COM 1. And so we're going to go through the my before taxi, which is basically power levers or idle, condition levers in low idle. Auto feather we're going to put to arm. You know what? Let's help cool down the cabin here a little. I turn on the bar lights. I'm not sure what those are. Like I said earlier, it wouldn't surprise me if it is an actual bar back there that the lights came on. So I don't know. One of these days I'm going to have to check at the airport when we get one. We get these every now and then. Okay, auto feather is on. Props checked. Condition levers are going to go to high idle here in a moment. Suction gauge up in the green. Pneumatics in the green. Oxygen still green. Oh, I know what I wanted to check. Hang on. This is just something for gee whiz on me. Oh. The Hobbs meter is working. I think it was 746 last time. Ha! We'll see. Next flight, 797's where we're at. We'll see where we're at on the ground. Just always something, you know, I remember from my days flying Cessnas and Pipers, you know, having to record off of that. So, okay, so we've got our ice protection set. Right now, only anti-ice. Boost pumps are on, friction set, aviation or avionics and radar set, flight controls one more time. Still free. And let me make sure I click start. Okay, click start. There we go. Parking brake off, taxi lights on. Those all stay off for the moment. And a high idle week. I love this. That's what you've done there. That makes things so much easier. Okay, off we go to runway 17. We must be going uphill because I'm like giving it tons of power. All right, folks, we're going to be basically doing a straight out 17 departure, pretty close to getting on course. A lot of trims are set. Get this one set down here momentarily. It's now set. Back up. There we go. All right, so we are taxiing out. Before takeoff checklist will start running here momentarily. Transponder is going to the alt setting, altitude. Pitot heat will come on at the runway. And then the synchro phasers stay off. That is the switch right below the DME right here. That will stay off. And we'll arm the auto ignition. We'll go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so all we got is pitot heat when we get to the other end. Altimeter. As of 22:56, 300. 22:56. All right, so we're a little over an hour old on that. And airfield altitude is 300, so we're right in the ballpark. Take a look behind the plane, folks. Look at that dust bowl. What is Streamlabs or Stream Elements doing? Let's get back on the taxi. That's what I get for not paying attention. That looks better to taxi on anyway than this. Just won't get me to the runway. And notch your flaps. My other gripe with X-Plane, not with your product, beacons always go off when I hit the brakes. That's okay though, we'll get around it. Okay, so we needed to turn the pitot heat on. 1 and 2, stall is on. Get the air moving in the plane. waiting, I want to double check my sounds. Just a tad. Let's see how that works. All right. Anvik traffic, November 43 X-ray Sierra, departing runway 17. Before I go. Okay. Strobes. I'll go ahead and kick the landing lights on. Temperature 14 degrees, 8,000's as high as we're going. Check my other checklist I have here. Thought it said something. No, it does not. Okay. About the yaw damper, or yeah, the yaw damper. I'm still one of those that if you give me a runway, I'm going to try and use as much of it as I go. Have every inch of it as I can available. Even though this 4,000 foot runway is nothing for this plane. But it could be if something happens. Like the nut behind the wheel pushing the throttles too hard and we burst in flames. Alright, we're lined up, lights on. Again, before takeoff, heat's on, transponders on, synchro phasers off, auto ignition armed, and strobes on. Here comes the power. Torque up to 50. And here we go. Plane, settle it.
V1. Rotate. V2.
Really hate that on takeoff. Settle into a nice, gentle, try to do a gentle climb. Gear up. Goes over a little.
Gear up.
And if you're still there, uncertified pilot, just to let you know, I have a stop on my throttle. It's a HOTAS. So if I go past it, it would be like simulating afterburners. I don't go past it, otherwise we erupt in flames. Alright, so try and get this plane somewhat on course. Gotta go ahead. Get the yaw dampers on, gauge the autopilot. Okay. Let's go to GPS. Okay, let's pull those props back. I need to go down just a smidge.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Okay, you're gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to take
2,500.
Whoa, why are you skyrocketing? Don't think the autopilot's engaged. And I would be correct. Heading, have, altitude select. All right, let's see if she'll work herself onto course this time. How about we get some flaps up too? Okay. GPS, turning on course. All right, everything is going great with the plane. Final checks here. We can turn the auto. Let's see, landing gear is up. Let's just kind of scroll down a little. Landing gear up. Beacon strobes are back on. Go ahead and turn the landing lights off. And since they're in the wheel well, autopilot's on, and I will confirm it again. Power is not where I want it yet. Things were going kind of weird before. Setting in 2000. Something's not making sure these are okay. Oil temperatures, pressures are looking good. 20. Torque is looking good. ITT is looking good. Okay, we're just not getting. Come on, airplane. There we go. Okay, so we're on our way, folks. We want to welcome you aboard. Messages were deleted. What the heck are you doing to me, Stream Elements? Okay, we're going to turn them all off. We'll just turn it off for now. See what it's doing to me is hurt big time. I keep seeing people getting all right, folks, so we are 50 miles out. I forgot to turn that off with Mac Air. Okay, so going down at autopilot, engines are at where they need to be. Auto ignition will keep on. Props are at 2000. And synchronizer on. Auto feather off, which is down here below the yoke. Cabin signs. Okay, so there we go. Pressurization's not a worry on this flight as we are VFR. 8,000 feet. Okay. Actually, I don't need to set the altimeter, I don't think. Because we're VFR 2992 the whole time. Let's see how the autopilot reacts here. Help it a little. And this too is an X-plane thing that drives me batty. It's this trimming issue that we're constantly doing on this, the Zebo, any of the aircraft. Now, last night, me and a friend flew from Cape Cod to Burlington, Vermont, and I very, very carefully pushed the throttles past those stops that I mentioned, and I was able to true this thing out at, well, not true, but my indicated airspeed at 200 knots, and boy, was that great. We're not going to worry about that today. Today's about just getting this flight in. All right. Fuel's looking good here. Okay, we're just 37 miles out, so this is when we started to have problems. Now, we're going to come in since we on runway 18, so we're going to do Tilloy. Let me bring this over for you all real quickly. Oh, it's already over. Okay. Oh, I know why, because it was still probably set from the earlier flight. Okay, so here's the chart. 176, we're going to go to Tilloy, and then we're looking at I think that's COMOK, 3,600 feet, and we'll come in on I think it's a 3.45 degree angle. So we're going to actually at 120 do about 733 feet per minute. So Tilloy is at 4,200 feet, 3,600 feet at Zomok. Our weather has to be above 580 feet and a mile. We were nowhere near that earlier today. That's why I was going VFR, and it didn't like me for it. Missed approach is 3,400 feet with a left turn direct YOSCU, and we'll hold. So pretty simple, straightforward. Once on the ground, I think there's a ramp. No, there's no ramp showing. So we'll figure out a place to get off the runway so we don't get in trouble with VATSIM. But folks, feel free to check us out on SimAware. I think there should be a link bouncing through here every so often. If not, let me know. But that way you can kind of see where we are and where things are going. All right, so let's get that charts out of here. Bring the overlay up. That didn't refresh in. And for the time being, let's get the Discord channel up, even though I know it times through. I've seen it already once. Let's see here. There's our SimAware. Anyway. Alright, so here we go, folks. Time to start thinking of a descent. Well, we got to set up for the approach. Well, we do this, go to procedures, select approach, enter. Runway 18, Tilloy, and we're going to load it. And we're going to come back, and let's activate. Really wasn't expecting that, and I am going to go ahead and start our descent. Was it 4,200? 4,200 feet. Okay, let's get some power pulled back. Oh, hang on. Let's get rid of that first. Descent. Got about 10 miles to lose this altitude, which shouldn't be too bad. And maintain this. And then once we're past Tilloy, it's 3,600 feet at Zomuk. So that's 600 feet down in nine miles. I can handle that. And we're going to also slow. I'd like to get down to 140. So we're going to actually come down to 120, hopefully, because that'll put us right on the course so we can start our descent into here. Okay. 6,600 feet and 5 miles. Alright, so now, landing lights on. Taxi lights on. Descent checklist goes. Altimeter set. Cabin signs back on. Windshield ice not required. Synchrophaser off. Flaps will be as required. Gear will go down after Womack or Zomuk. And auto feathers are armed. Radar will go to standby and props will go to full. Otherwise, if we don't go to full on the props, folks, we won't have beta and reverse. That'll be an RVS alarm or alert on the annunciator right in this area somewhere. Okay. 3 miles. Okay, and coming up on our altitude. We'll let it slow, by the way. May have to set 3,600 in as well. Minimum descent, by the way, is not that page, but this page. $4,700 to 4,200 feet. So we're in the 4,200 foot zone right now. Just a little more. Put me in the hole. No. Okay. I gotta. Here, we're going to start our descent. Perfect. Yes. Don't have the airfield yet. Overshot a little bit. Probably next time I might just let it do the hold. Okay. Coming up here. Okay, from Tilla is 18 miles out. I don't see where. Oh yeah, it does. 9 miles. Okay. So we're going to hold right here at 140 as we get on course. slipped on the sectional. We were going to be right along the river, not near the mountains. So I got a feeling we got to get across those mountains first. This could be just like one we did, oh gosh, about a month or two ago, where we had to, that's why we got a 3.35 pretty steep descent grade. All right, so we're going to go ahead and slow up then. Let's get her down to 120. Right, but okay. Turning in, good. That's good to know. We're gonna miss the mountains, so that means we're gonna be somewhere out in this valley. Okay, got 2 miles to go. I'm hoping to get a good picture here. Oh, I think I've got our runway. I think that's our runway right there. Let's see. That's the one thing I really like about it. Okay, we're going to be coming up. We're counting down 12 seconds. I'm going to set this to 26. Airfield is at 56. So here we go, folks. Coming down.
$2,500.
Or heck, is that runway like right in front of us? Is it? Are we on like a displace? Or am I just like totally blind? I am totally blind. It's going to be over there somewhere. Still, now I really don't see the runway. Okay, we gotta get some power in. Get the gear down. Let's go down to 600.
Gear down.
And there's that warning. Is that the runway? I think
1,000.
there's the runway. Holy mackerel. Okay, so landing. Flaps are at 1 to 20. Lights are on. Pressurization props. Radar to standby. And condition levers are at high. Auto ignition's on. And props are now at high RPM. Gear down 3 green. I'm gonna take the plane from here. Okay, let me get back under it. Touch of flaps. Stay above blue. Does look like we're gonna have a ramp here, okay? A couple of them. Alright. Russian mission traffic.
500.
November 43 X-ray Sierra short final. Runway 18. Gear down.
400. 300.
Stable. Stable, but a little high.
200.
There we go. Now we'll call stable.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And the aircraft's in beta. We'll go into reverse. Out of reverse. Okay. A little bit of brakes. All right, folks. Welcome to Russian. Let me get you the actual name here. Russian Mission Airport. Flaps are going up. Since they provided it here, we're going to just take a turn. "232 feet a minute. Both engines still spinning. Unlike the last time we landed back at Anvik, where one of them I hit a little hard and one of them stopped. That was pilot error. Okay, let's get off here and we'll run through some checks. After landing, flaps are up, landing gear and taxi lights as required. Alright, so get out of my way again. Okay, taxi lights stay on. Beacon back on. Okay, auto ignition can go off. Ice protection stays on. Pitot heats are going off. Okay. Reduce electrical load. We don't need this. This. 2 we don't need. Don't need the GPSs. Bar lights can go off. And we're going to bring the condition levers now into low idle. Off, yaw off. Okay, and we'll set the trim. All right. Let's see what that one is. Pitch trim off. Guess it wants me to run with it. Okay. And for now, we'll set you back to 8,000. Let's go find a parking spot, shall we, folks? I'm going to go ahead and turn the backup off. And folks, that was a fun flight. I know it was really short. We're right at about an hour. However, I have to work 24-hour shift tomorrow, so we won't be able to get that second one in. So next Wednesday, we'll get this last flight taken care of. But folks, this has been a true blast. It was great to have you in the chat there, uncertified pilot. Got a great aircraft here. Oh yeah, I can sit here and whine to you about some things I don't like, but you know what? In the end, overall, it's a good plane. What happened today? Learning curve for the guy behind the yoke. Still gotta learn it. Okay, so we're in the blocks. And setting the parking brake. Taxi light is now off. Okay, so we're going to run through the shutdown. Transponder radars are off, strobes are off, parking brake set, transfer pumps have already been off. We're going to close the cross feed. Wrong way. Inverter off. Auto feathers off, cabin temp mode. Now we can turn that to off. Sub panels, avionics off. Let's get down here first. EFIS is off. Now I'll turn off the avionics. Okay. Auto feathers off, temp, oxygen's good, battery checked. We'll get the props here momentarily. Okay. Bring the, let's see, are we under 610 up here? We are. Okay, we'll give it just a few more seconds and then we'll get her shut down. Going into feather. Leads off. Oh, wait. I hate UX plane for that. There we go. And then go ahead, condition levers to cutoff. Now what we're doing is waiting for these to drop below 10%. Once that happens, the boost pumps then the battery gen bar. If you're still there, uncertified pilot, one thing I have noticed, and I do remember being a airport firefighter, hang on a second, we are below 10. There is a gang bar that is that I remember on. Now, granted, these are the 200 C-12s that the Air Force uses. There was a gang bar here that would turn these all off. Not, oop, I should have turned the boost pumps off first. Oh well, get them now. And out they go. So just something, I remembered seeing. I'll post it up on your Discord channel if you're not here, so you can correct me if the 99 or the C-90s didn't have it, or the T-44. I just remember our shutdown was just what we did. Fuel levers to cut off, gang bar, done. It was great. Great, easy, simple shutdown. So do it enough, folks, in training. It's like instinctive 40 years later. And that's the closest I've been to flying one of these besides on the sim. But anyway, folks, we're here. We're in the great place of Russia's. Let me try that again. Wow. Russia Mission Airport here in Alaska. Get a look at it out here again. Looks really good. Zoom in on it. Love the paint, love the winglets. The winglets I really like on it. So superb job by the uncertified pilot who joined us today. We appreciate it. But yeah, if you are still there, there was a gang bar that shut down your generator, both generators, your battery, and I want to say the inverters might have been in there, but that's 40 years ago. Don't get me lying on that one. But your generators and batteries went off with it. So just something, if it is out there still on them or not. So, but anyway, we're going to roll the tape back. Let's take a look at that landing, shall we? 'Cause I'd sure like to see it. But let me close a couple things out here. VATSIM gets really nasty with me when I go in reverse, so I come off VATSIM. Where are you, VATX pilot? There you are. Disconnect. And we'll go ahead and finish up some Toolkit so it doesn't get squirrely with me too. And yeah, folks, 232 feet a minute. So some Toolkits taken care of. And let's go ahead and visit Alt R. I'm going to have to remember that so I don't have to keep doing that. We're going to start up some music. And yeah, I look really squirrely. Okay, so I can see I don't want to do a tower view here because it'll be on that pogo stick there. That looked pretty good, folks, from this vantage point. Again, it was 232 feet a minute, sitting there in the chat box if you want to take a look. gauges we're going to be working. See how it looks out the pilot's seat. I don't know if that was butter or not, but folks, it wasn't too bad. Getting to that point, kind of rough, but we all walked away. So let's go back, take a look at it. From that side. Oh, a little bit better scenery. Basically, folks, by the way, what's below us is the Yukon. We've been following that since Fort Yukon, actually, since the airport south of it, all the way to where we're at right now. Wow, none of this is on the chart. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty much butter, folks. One more view, and then we're gonna go ahead and send this up to calling it quits. On this side, so let's see how it looked from the front. I knew that was gonna happen. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna call it for today, folks. 232 feet a minute landing on a nice 60-mile run. No flames, no fuel problems, no problems this run. I don't know how many takes that is, but we finally made it to Russian mission here in Alaska. Thank you for flying with us, folks. We do want to send out a couple things while we fade things out here. Get this screen up here.